Welcome, Trish Glowacki, to my podcast, Shift Happens. We are talking about here about pivotal moments and turning points in life. And we've met through our mutual friend, Monica Hottenrott in New York, who was so kind to host a dinner party for you to share information about your work, the Glowmedia Project.
Mhm.
And you shared with me a little bit in your guest intake form about the tragic loss you've experienced that sent you on a journey. But before we get there, I um, I actually wanted to ask you, what is your current state of mind now?
Now, in this very moment,
Hmm.
I am hopeful. Spring is here. I'm going on vacation later this week.
Oh, where are you
Uh,
going to?
I'm going down to visit my mother in Georgia for a few days and then to a retreat,
Hmm.
sort of a wellness retreat for a week,
Oh,
which I'm
nice.
very much looking forward to. Kind of a reset, healthy eating, clean eating, lots of exercise, no drinking, just
Lovely. I mean, we are, after all, in fasting time,
we are. It is
right?
Lent,
Yes,
correct.
it is Lent. It is Lent. Okay, lovely. What does perfect happiness look like to you?
Ah, now that's I don't think there's an answer for that. Nothing's perfect, Claudia. Come on.
Yeah.
Um, well, I know what happiness looks like. I don't know what perfect happiness looks like.
Yeah. Good
For
point.
me, happiness is feeling settled, feeling loved, being able to give and receive love, and um, just being content with myself.
Yeah. What would your younger self say if she'd see you today?
Oh, what happened? You're so old.
Oh no. I mean,
That's
it's
what she
life.
might say. I how much younger? A child or mid-20s?
Whatever
Young
comes to
mother?
mind.
Yeah, I'll say as a young mother, I would say to me now, I don't know how you did it. I
Mm.
don't know how you did it, how you are still here and still able to be happy
Hmm.
because I've had a lot of loss in my life. Um,
You had a lot of loss and you transformed that in giving so much to so many through your work and your writing and so I want to move to the Glow Media Project, the awareness that you have been raising on mental health literacy.
mhm.
Um, it's so crucial, and I feel it gets even more crucial day by day. The awareness around this. So yeah, maybe you would like to share a little bit of your journey, not a little bit, but your journey that brought you where you are now.
I'm happy to share uh, my story. And in fact, I just completed an application for a grant application for
Hmm.
the AARP. Um, and one of their questions was how does your being over 50, how did that help you achieve your goals? Um, and
Hmm.
so let me back up from there. In 2011, my 20-year-old son Charlie died of an accidental OxyContin overdose. So he was 1 week shy of his 21st birthday, and he'd had a rocky road um, in years leading up to his death. He'd struggled with anxiety, depression, and substance misuse.
Mhm.
But at the time of his death, he was, we all thought, doing very well. He was back in school. His advisors, his teachers all loved him. Um, and and we were hopeful. We've gone through it. He's gone through it. He's coming out the other side, and all is right with the world. But it wasn't. And when he died, his his death really took a toll on our nuclear family.
Yeah,
Uh,
of course.
his older brother uh, really kind of spiraled into a deep depression and again substance misuse, and had to send him to rehab. Um, my husband and I divorced. Um, I guess it's not that uncommon for people who have lost a child
Mm.
for relationships to break up. Not that we
Mhm.
blamed each other. I don't know what it was. We just grew apart, and there was a hole. Um, my youngest at the time was a freshman in college, and hit her very, very hard. She had a bad depression second semester. Fortunately, she had a lot of support and she was able to get through it. And my older son got through his journey as well. And both
Mhm.
of my surviving children are thriving right now. Good
Mhm.
jobs. Um, my eldest works with his father, and my daughter is an emergency room doctor in
Wow.
Philadelphia. So kind of an intense, both
Yes.
uh, workaholics. Anyway, when Charlie died, I had been in the middle of writing a memoir about my boys, both of my boys, and their learning differences and their struggles with anxiety and depression.
Mhm.
Um, and everything changed when he died. And I thought, how can I honor my beautiful boy
Mhm.
who had not yet declared his major in college, but was leaning toward drama. And so I said, I'm going to write a play based on his story. So I wrote and had some co-writers, and a dear friend co-wrote the music with me. So we wrote a short film musical about prescription medicine misuse titled
Mhm.
"Warning: Take Only as Directed."
Oh
Um,
yeah. Mm.
and it was a
Unbelievable.
very, very powerful film. It was very well received.
Mhm.
And in touring the film around the country, the most often asked question by educators was, "What else do you have? We haven't seen anything like this in years.
Mhm.
Please give us something." I was like, "I don't have anything else." So
And
we
that was around 10 years ago.
that was around 10 years ago. Yeah,
Yeah.
the
Mhm.
first film came out in 2014.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Um, so yes, we decided to incorporate. So I in 2016 we founded the Glowmedia Project
Mhm.
in an effort to create a short library of films addressing various mental health topics affecting youth today.
Mhm.
And to date, well, we just started pre-production on our ninth short film.
Wow.
So yeah,
That's amazing.
it's
I mean,
great.
to find the strength, um, because it's a lot of work, yeah. It's just also a
It's a
lot
lot of
of
work.
work, and it's a tough topic, right?
Yes, mental health
Um,
is really, and it's so broad.
Challenging and so broad. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, so our library of shorts, we have, we'll have 9 films
Mhm.
this year, and they range in topics from substance misuse to eating disorders to um, bipolar disorder, anxiety, depression,
Mhm.
suicide. You name it, we have it. Our
Mhm.
our latest film, the one we're shooting in April, I'm sorry, May, is about obsessive compulsive disorder. So we get pretty granular in
Yeah.
our films, and then we have a curriculum writing team, and we collaborate with third-party experts in the
Mhm.
field of whatever topic we are discussing. Because I'm
Mhm.
I'm not a doctor, I'm not an expert. I'm a person with lived experience.
Mhm.
So we have psychiatrists and psychologists on staff, on board, advisory boards, and we collaborate with the best and brightest to make sure that our films address the particular topic accurately and thoughtfully and carefully.
Mhm. Mhm. And you have young actors in it, or how
Yes,
do you
yes.
recruit your teams?
Well, we have open casting calls. So
Mhm.
I have a wonderful team I'm working with presently. They're based in Los Angeles.
Mhm.
Um, yeah, my past two teams have been in LA.
Mhm.
Started doing the films here in Washington, D.C., where I'm based, and did four here, five here. We did five here, but the last four we've done all out in Los Angeles, and it's just a little more streamlined out there.
Yeah.
So.
Fantastic. And so you take the films and you go to schools, or do schools approach you? Because as you said, after the first production, the musical, they've said to you, "Do you have more?" So how is this flow going?
Yeah, well, it's not easy. I could tell you
Mm-hmm.
that much, especially right now in the current climate, with the elimination of DEI in
Mm-hmm.
schools.
Mm-hmm.
Mental health sadly gets lumped in with that.
Yeah.
So, so right now it's
Tragic.
very challenging. Uh,
Yeah.
it's all about marketing. We
Mm-hmm.
have a website, and our resources, our films, and our guides are
Mm-hmm.
all free of charge. So there's
Mm-hmm.
no impediment for
Mm-hmm.
a school or a youth-focused organization, or a family.
Mm-hmm.
You could go to the Glow Media website and say, "Oh, I have a friend with a child who's struggling with X. Let me see if there's anything in this library that I could send to them." And you can just right there
Mm-hmm.
on the website,
Mm-hmm.
download the
Mm-hmm.
film, take a look, follow the guide. Um, we also have partnerships with a couple of educational streaming services, one being Discovery Education, which most people have heard of.
Mm-hmm.
They picked up our first film, Morning Take Only is Directed, and have used it as a cornerstone of their what they call Red Ribbon Week programming. That's a week in October that focuses on prescription medicine misuse.
Mm-hmm.
So Discovery is in over 50% of the schools nationwide. So uh, to date, I think we're up over 3 million views of Warning.
Wow.
Take Only as Directed, which is, and a view is a classroom. So
Mm-hmm.
that's pretty great. The other
Oh, a
partner,
view is is an entire classroom.
yeah, one view
Wow.
on the,
Wow.
because who knows I
Yeah.
mean, it could be one person, it could be 30. It depends on
Yeah,
who's
yeah.
showing it. Some of the metrics are hard to measure. So
Mm-hmm.
we know the clicks, we just don't know how many eyes are on each click. Because I could be showing it in an auditorium with 400 people, and it's sort of, it's hard to gauge, but we do surveys after every screening
Mm-hmm.
that I do in person, and we ask educators or whoever is conducting the showing the film to please fill out the survey on the website so that we know if the film is effective, and we also ask for feature topics.
Yeah.
That yeah.
And the younger students that view your films when you are there, what is a feedback or what is a reaction? Are they
Well,
shy in approaching you
right.
because of your
Well,
tragic loss and his and story, or yeah, how
it varies.
it's so sensitive?
It's so sensitive, and it is every single class is different. I
Hmm.
have found. And a large group setting is different from a small classroom setting. So it really runs the gamut as far as students. But I remember w- uh, one screening in particular. I was at an all boys school, and there were about 200 boys there, and it was I believe it was the eighth, ninth, ninth, and 10th grades of
Hmm.
the school. It wasn't 200 people, so it was probably 100.
Hmm.
But anyway, these boys, they were really cool, and they didn't think they needed anything, and they certainly didn't want to see something that had music in it that was written by some old lady or her friends. And they were cute. During the Q&A, one young man said, I didn't really like that song in the car. Why did they have to sing that? And someone else chimed in, yeah, that one was cheesy. Come on. Then someone else said, yeah, but I like the one at in the middle where they're doing the animation with the pills and everything. And so my point of bringing that up is uh, whether they loved it or hated it, they watched it
They
and they
watched
paid
it.
attention,
Hmm.
and then they got something out of it. I
Hmm.
really, you know, as far as, oh, it was a fabulous film and won awards, I don't care about that. I just want the
Hmm.
message to get through
Yeah.
to the young people and to their families and their educators.
Yeah.
Um, did I talk about the student advisory board? You talked about having student
Yes.
actors.
Yeah.
So we don't always have student actors,
Hmm.
but we do have a student advisory board,
Oh,
and
great.
yes, which has is comprised of young people, middle through high school and college,
Hmm.
and that has been wonderful
Hmm.
feedback for for we grown-ups in the room, because we did a script writing competition. I believe we had
Hmm.
just finished it last time we spoke. And the winner of that competition, her winning script is about OCD, and that's the one we'll be doing in May. But we had the student advisory board review the top 5 submissions, I guess. We
Hmm.
had we
Hmm.
had over 75 submissions. So I
Hmm.
wasn't going to ask them to read every single one. But
Yeah.
they I had my favorites going in. My colleagues had their favorites going in, and then we opened it up, and we thought, as the older crowd, this is it. This is going to be the film. Then
Hmm.
we opened it up to the student advisors, and they reviewed them, sent us all their feedback, and we were blown away. It's like, wait,
Hmm.
what? They
Hmm.
want they want what? We got on a Zoom call and talked for probably an hour and a half about
So what was the difference?
the difference. It was uh we my closest colleague, my chief operating officer, and I both thought that a script about anxiety, actually, no, it was about depression, general depression. It was a little too general.
Hmm.
And the young people, they picked the OCD in Me. That was their number one choice. The second was one about self-harm.
Hmm.
And the third was about being losing your way. I'm sorry, I'm not going to phrase it properly, but an athlete who becomes injured, and a high school athlete who becomes injured and loses his or her opportunity to go play, on a scholarship.
Oh.
So I guess so we
Yeah.
thought do something general, and these kids
Hmm.
are like, we
Very
know a lot
specific.
about depression, that we want to get
Hmm.
granular. We want to
Hmm.
do these specific things. And they were
Yeah, makes
so
sense. Hmm.
they were so smart. They
Hmm.
knew
Hmm.
everything. It's like, wow. Okay. Well, You learn something. We have to listen to the young people. They know what they want. They know what they don't want, and they know what they need.
Yeah,
It's very
exactly.
impressive.
They know best
Yeah.
what they need. Of course they do. So, and this will have its opening night in May, or
No,
like
we're filming in May,
oh, you're
so
filming in
and
May.
then we have a couple of months of post-production.
Yeah,
Probably September.
yeah.
Yeah,
So, and throughout these years of being immersed in your work and pushing the awareness for mental health, youth mental health forward, it was always nurtured by honoring your son, your lost
Charlie.
son.
Yes.
Yeah,
Mhm. Absolutely. He's on my shoulder right now. I know he is.
yeah.
And keep going, Mom. You can do it. There was a period of time where I wanted to stop. I
Mm-hmm.
lost my sister. I don't know if I mentioned this on our last call. I lost my sister to suicide 7 years
Oh,
ago.
I'm so sorry.
And that was that was rough.
Mm,
Came out of the blue.
yeah.
And I just wanted to stop everything. It's like, okay, let's take a step back. And I couldn't do what I do every day anymore. I was too sad.
Mm-hmm.
And I had gotten through the loss of my son by powering through
Mm-hmm.
in an effort to honor his memory. But then when my sister died, I was like, uh,
Nothing left. Mm,
nothing left. So I did turn to a lot of colleagues for advice.
mm-hmm.
And one woman in particular, uh, her son had been in my class in college, and he had died of AIDS in 88, I believe.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, she had started a nonprofit organization to honor his memory and to raise awareness about AIDS, and it morphed into mental health,
Mm-hmm.
etc. And so I called Marty. I said, I think I need to stop, and she said, No, you don't. You can't. You've come too far,
Mm-hmm.
and you have a powerful message. You've done incredible things with
Mm-hmm.
that message, and you have a lot left.
Mm-hmm.
Put your sister on your other shoulder and soldier on. I was like, okay.
Wow.
Yeah,
But we need these friends, right?
we need these friends, and I needed to
Yes.
bounce it off of
Mm-hmm.
these friends because
Yeah.
if even one friend had said, "Oh yeah, you need a break. You could take just stop,"
Mm-hmm.
I would have.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. But you
Uh,
didn't.
I didn't. I
But
didn't.
you
And
didn't.
yeah, and
That's
I
really
think
that's so
it's
admirable.
making a difference. I think we need
Mm-hmm.
more mental health
Yes.
education now, now more
Yes.
than ever.
Yes, and that's what I wanted to ask you because, of the current climate and all the changes, how do you think you can or schools can still continue to incorporate, the
Yes,
mental
you
health
know what,
topics?
we're becoming creative
Mm-hmm.
and changing wording.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, we're focused more on mental health literacy.
Mm-hmm.
So for instance, the new film is going to be, I think, a pretty easy sell. Uh, Not that we're selling anything, but marketing wise, because
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
obsessive compulsive disorder, OCD. People
Mm-hmm.
have heard of the term. Not
Mm-hmm.
everybody, a lot of people think they know what it is,
Mm-hmm.
but it's so nuanced and layered. And this film is fantastic. And the curriculum we're already starting on the guide will really get it right. And so we have to be more creative in our marketing, and I have to pound the pavement, raising money
Mm-hmm.
constantly,
Mm-hmm.
um, and just sort of ignore the noise.
Yeah, just
Um,
go
schools,
on. Mm-hmm.
yeah, exactly. I mean, maybe
Mm-hmm.
it's going to be maybe schools in red states aren't going to look for it, and that's
Mm-hmm.
too bad for them.
Mm-hmm.
Uh,
Yeah,
I can't control
no,
politics.
no.
It's sad, but mental health, the kids are suffering,
Mm-hmm.
you know.
Yeah, it's probably gonna get worse. Yeah, I mean, yeah. Sad, very sad. Um, but on a positive note, you get creative and you continue with your work. And you are based in Washington, but
Hmm.
you really distribute to
All over.
most of the all over
Yeah.
the states. Yeah.
Because it's
So
not.
I can imagine you're very busy. You said in the beginning that you are going to a wellness retreat. In
Yes.
general, do you have specific things that you do to either energize yourself or to calm yourself down because you realize, oh, this is like taking over and I need to go inside again.
Yeah, I sometimes I do need to settle down. I'm very much looking forward to the wellness retreat, as I mentioned. I do meditate. I do a lot of yoga, a lot of long walks.
Mm-hmm.
Exercise
Mm-hmm.
in general is very helpful for me for my
Mm-hmm.
mental health.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I try to eat well and get a lot of
Yeah.
sleep. I'm also much more social than I used to be. I
Mhm.
was a real hermit for a
Yeah.
long time.
Yeah.
Even before Charlie died, I feel like it was hard for me to socialize because my
Really?
children were going through so much.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't want to, I couldn't talk about it.
No.
So nobody wanted to hear about
No.
problems,
No.
especially in a fast-paced. I'm in Washington, D.C. It's a
Environment.
big
Yeah.
city. It's very competitive. If you're not talking about your children going to an Ivy League school or, excelling
Mm-hmm.
XYZ, it's kind of like, well, what else do you got?
Yeah.
Um, so
Oh,
yes,
wow.
I
Yeah, of course. That's so
yeah,
tough.
yeah. So yeah,
Oh.
we wanted to break the stigma around
Mm.
talking about mental health, and uh, not just me, but so countless organizations like Glowmedia have made a real dent in the stigma. People
Mm.
will talk. I had a young girl on a high school girl on a panel discussion in October for our latest film titled Senior Night, and she was talking. Um, I said, what are some of the mental health issues you're seeing in your school right
Mm.
now? And she's like, well, I mean, they're the classics, like
No,
social media. Social media is a classic.
it's a classic.
Like, okay,
Yeah.
that wasn't a classic when I was growing up, but
No.
but the way she said it is like
Mm-hmm.
they talk about these things.
Mm-hmm.
They talk
There is
about
an awareness, huh? Mm.
it's an
Yeah.
awareness, and
Mm-hmm.
there's no shame in talking
Yeah.
about.
Yeah, that's what
Um,
I also noticed that it
yeah.
is much more shame-free and it has become much more normal to talk
Yes.
about certain situations, to express, even kind of normal anxiety.
Exactly.
Um,
Yeah.
and yeah,
So that's all
it's
that's all
it's
good.
it's yeah, it's because of a lot of hardworking people, and people that have a vision like you
Yeah.
and a
And,
mission.
and
Yeah.
anxiety and depression, it comes and goes, and
Mm-hmm.
adolescence is such a fraught time
Mm-hmm.
in in a young person's life. And
Mm-hmm.
just knowing that there is somebody that you can talk to.
Mm-hmm.
I've met a lot of school counselors, school psychologists, school social workers, and most of them are pretty good people.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Not every school has enough of them.
Yeah.
That's a problem.
Yeah.
And not all of them are as well trained as they should be, which is where our resources come in as just a resource, a tool,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
just to help start a conversation and hopefully make somebody feel less alone about
Yeah.
their own journey.
Yeah. Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah, but that's, hopeful, right? I mean,
Yeah.
that the awareness is there that that yeah, people are making an effort to try and make other people feel less lonely.
Yes. Yes.
Yes. So the next short film is coming out, and then in the fall, and then for the next year, are you already collecting ideas or
Yes, well,
yeah?
great question, because we had
Hmm.
the script writing competition. We had so many great
Oh yeah, yeah,
submissions.
right. You mentioned that. Yes.
And the script writing competition was in and of itself an incredible marketing tool for us.
Hmm.
We
Hmm.
got so we're doing that again. So
Hmm.
we'll open up another competition, excuse me, in
Cool.
September,
Very cool.
and hopefully get a whole new slew of scripts. I mean, some of the ones that unfortunately didn't win because we could only have one winner.
Of course.
If we raise enough money this year, we can produce two, and we'll purchase the rights from the student writer.
Yes. And
Yeah.
just quickly tying back into what you said in the beginning, that you applied for a grant and
Mhm.
you were asked why, no, what with it, with your
Oh,
being over 50?
how was being over 50 when you founded your nonprofit? How did that help you to fulfill your mission? And in answering that question, I was like, that's so weird. Why would I? And then I was thinking about it. I was like, well, yeah, I did found it at age, I was just over 50. And if I hadn't had 50 years of experience, I have a lot of experience in nonprofit organizations. I'd been with a children's theater for 30 years,
Hmm.
um, and a wife, a mother. Um, I'd worked part-time for quite a while. I just had gained so much knowledge,
Wisdom.
and after 50, I went into therapy. I'd never been in therapy.
Hmm.
And that
Hmm.
opened my world
Mm.
to, yeah, I wouldn't be here. I wouldn't still be doing this if I hadn't started
Yeah.
therapy.
Yeah.
So, and I
So,
guess I had to be 50 years old to figure out I needed it.
yeah.
Yeah.
Well, life and
Life.
its journey. Yes. Well, I really thank you so much for sharing this. It's a tough topic, and as you said, even though the stigma, is sort of cracking open or is not so solid and stable anymore, it still is, there's still a lot of angst
Absolutely.
around it. And I can imagine that it is a tough fight for you sometimes, to get your mission through. So I really applaud you for it and have the deepest respect for what you're doing.
Well, thank you.
And I hope you will get the grant, and
I hope so too.
that you will be able to produce two of the new short films.
That would be the goal. So
Yeah.
thank you so much for having me, Claudia. I really appreciate it. It's been an honor.
Yeah. Thank you so much, Trish. And I will have all the information on the Glow Media Project in the show notes, so
Okay.
all listeners who are interested in connecting with you will get all the information. So thank you
Wonderful.
so much, and have a wonderful retreat.
Thank you. Thank you.